Subscribe. Comment. Welcome everyone to this video on which it will be explained the episode from American Horror Stories Bestie. Do not mistake American Horror Stories with American Horror Story. This one is the spin-off of American Horror Story. And of course, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched this episode, is the first one of the third season of American Horror Stories. And just in case don't watch this video neither, if you haven't watched American Horror Story, Murder House, the first season of American Horror Story, the original TV show. For assembling the video, I've taken inspiration from this one. I'm reading the title, American Horror Story Season 3, Episode 1, Bestie, ending explained by Brian Pilot. Please check the video and the channel overall because it's amazing. Not only I've taken inspiration from this video, also I've added the most repeated comments from that video. One of the most repeated comments from that video is this one, and I am reading. User Delena Hawkins 1002 wrote, I was expecting some kind of a plot twist, but it was just underwhelming and disappointing. Just like my life. What was the reason for killing her? Meaning, Sally? Like, what the fuck? I needed to rewatch the episode and I realized the very first shot of the episode was this one, Macbeth. Selby's classmates were going to play Macbeth, but from all William Shakespeare's plays, tragedies, why the writer of this episode or the writers, why they chose Macbeth? What we normally see in TV shows, in films from USA, is that in high schools, in university, they play normally Romeo and Juliet and even Hamlet. But Macbeth? So why Macbeth? Macbeth is a very hard, very adult tragedy. Even a lot of teenagers will consider this play very boring. So why Macbeth?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
I don't need to explain myself to you. And
what was the reason?
Okay, besties. Let's check the themes and symbols of Macbeth. I'm reading from the website thatco.com. As a tragedy, Macbeth is a dramatization of the psychological repercussions of unbridled ambition. Macbeth's themes: loyalty, guilt, innocence, and fate, all deal with the central idea of ambition and its consequences. Ambition. Macbeth's ambition is his tragic flaw, devoid of any morality. It ultimately causes Macbeth's downfall. This, of course, is related with Bestie, not the tragic flaw and not the Bestie's downfall, but of course is related the devoid of any morality. Macbeth's ambition, Bestie's ambition, however, soon spirals out of control. She feels that her power is threatened to a point where it can only be preserved through murdering his suspected enemies. Bestie made a plan. The plan didn't go as she expected. What did she expect? That Selby will do anything for her. Even she says that. Exactly, she says that. You will see the clip. Selby is realizing she is changing for the worse So she breaks up with Bestie, and Bestie won't allow that. Loyalty. Loyalty plays out in many ways as a theme in Macbeth. But the loyalty related to this episode is, and I'm reading, in another example of Shakespeare's loyalty and betrayal dynamic. It's exactly that. What Bestie does is a dynamic between loyalty and betrayal towards her. Bestie makes Selby fall into this dynamic of loyalty and betrayal. Bestie manipulates Selby into thinking she's a good friend, she's pushing her to be the better version of herself, of Selby. We don't have fear, we are getting out of our comfort zone. But how Bestie knows Selby is in a vulnerability position? Because she met her in that chat, in that YouTube channel of that drag queen. I won't say the name just in case. Erexia. And how Bestie knows in that YouTube channel, in the group chat, there are vulnerable people, because the drag queen Erexia speaks about self-love, overcoming difficulties, overcoming bullying, overcoming being different and being excluded, being mistreated. She preyed on victims. So that's why, guys, and right now I'm going to sound like your mom. I'm 36, well, probably your crazy aunt. Be careful to show your past online and in real life. Your past, your traumas, your complexes, what you consider flaws, because people will use that information to manipulate you, to harm you, and even to blackmail you. So be careful. I know it's a very hard thing to say, but don't show that quick vulnerability online nor in real life. Never, never, please.
Like, I don't know, if you broke a bone or something, you'd have to take you to hospital.
What? Crazy. No.
Are you afraid?
Of breaking a bone? Yes.
So it's our rule. But you promised you would do anything for me. That was a lie.
No, of course I would.
I would break every bone in my body if it meant I could be free. But I can't. My only freedom is you. And if you're just gonna give up and stay trapped there, well, then you're a coward and you're a bad friend.
Wow, that scene is harsh. Let's keep with Macbeth's themes, appearance and reality. Quote unquote, false face must hide what the false heart doth know. Macbeth, aka Bestie, tells Duncan when he already has intentions to murder him near the end of Act 1. I'm reading, what does Macbeth mean when he says false face must hide what false heart doth know? Macbeth's phrase false ellipsis pertains to the theme of appearance versus reality. Just after deciding to kill King Duncan, Macbeth states this, recognizing that he must use deception and hide his true intentions to successfully carry out his plot. So, Bestie did have a plot all the time, since that very first message on Exia group chat in the comments, hello, there is someone there, hello, and that's when Selby replies, hello, how are you? Bestie was plotting all the time since the beginning. She created this facade of a girl, supposedly a girl with a disability among the other people other vulnerable people in that group chat, practically to prey on victims.
Hi, new friend.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's impossible to do nothing, silly.
Oh.
In the case of the themes of fate and free will are completely linked with Selby. She freely chooses to have a relationship with River. Selby having this relationship with River would be her downfall, but she chose it freely. At have in mind, Selby wanted to go to the same uni as River. She says that River is her whole world. Now is having a codependency with River. Normally, please, people don't take this personally. Normally, people with these traits of codependency in romantic relationships is because they have a bond in their souls, the abandonment bond. In this case, Selby is a girl who really doesn't need a boyfriend. She needs therapy and she needs to be with her dad to process the loss of her mom, but River manipulates her into this relationship because he's been manipulated by Bestie. Or maybe not, or maybe he's a psychopath as well, like Bestie.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Why do you,
Why do I look funny?
No, that's not.
I've actually never told anyone this before. But I'll tell you because I trust you, Shelly Belly. I'm actually adopted. I've never met my real mom, but apparently she was like addicted to drugs and stuff, and she was like doing them, you know, like while she was pregnant with me. So anyway, it just messed with a lot of my physical development and stuff.
One of the main questions is, what's the origin of Bestie? So let's see what people think or people's theories. The user God's Rosinol 6169 wrote, I think Bestie should have been a demon or myth creature that wants two kids to misbehave. User Yule8425 wrote,
Who, Jewel? You telling me you had sex with Jewel?
Who's Jewel?
Rest in peace, Angus Cloud. Yule wrote, I thought Bestie was actually that teacher's kid who made it, that he lies and hides her to cover up the awful truth that his daughter is a disfigured psychopath. Mom must have died too. She wants to get back at him, so she uses Selby, because the play Halloween costume all deal with him. I don't know, I figure River was in on it. Timing was too perfect for him to just show up and use best friend like that same YouTuber, etc. But I don't know. Another user wrote, Bestie wasn't human, she was an ancient creature, and that's why she lived in that abandoned house. She gets off on manipulating vulnerable people, and that's why she hangs around anorexia's community and approaches people there. Her hands, her voice, and the way she speaks is also very telling. Our dads are totally cringe, right? Is a thing an older person trying to sound young would say. Completely agree. The user Saxy Lament wrote, on the whole, I liked it. Initially I thought this would be like Carrie, because I thought Selby's mind made that book or whatever fly and hit the bully in the face. Several users are saying this, that Selby has some type of powers, that maybe she's a witch. Also, I thought Bestie had progeria. I thought I pronounce this correctly. And when she said she was adopted, I thought maybe the teacher had adopted her. The thought of her and River being siblings also crossed my mind. Someone said Bestie is a demon who makes people do what she wants. Actually, those are amazing theories, but in my opinion, Bestie's origin is shown in the opening credits. I've added the exactly shots, and on those opening credits, you can check again at the beginning of the video, you can see two men probably checking for radioactivity levels. That signal with radioactivity warning, because probably that zone is contaminated. A swing, a symbol of practically any childhood. The feet of a kid apparently dead, falling from that swing. Two women symbolizing these duos, Bestie and Selby, Selby and River, River and Bestie. Never three people, only two. Two girls playing in the swing, the older is blonde, the younger's face is crossed out. So the younger is dead by the radiation. Because of the radiation, we can see the older survives. In a very dark room, the surviving, we don't know. Sister is speaking with an adult and the adult is completely crossed out. Is her dad, a physician, the stairs of a basement. That girl who has survived, she needs to be kept in the basement because she still has radiation. That hand touching a wall of that basement, a hand that is the consequences of the radiation. The kid needs to be kept in the basement because little by little is becoming a monster. We don't know. But this theory can have a very solid base because look what this user brought. A chalice of change. The house is actually on Governor's Island in New York. Those are all houses but had looked like that in this repair. The land is unfertile and the houses were abandoned, which was great location casting. This is one of the houses of Governor's Island. No one lives there. It's only museums and actually it's pretty amazing island. And check those houses. By the way, the photography, the cinematography is amazing. Check this shot, it's amazing. It's like apocalyptic, but these houses are based on real houses. Or I don't know if these are exactly the houses. Please, people from New York, let me know. Bestie told Selby she has that funny look, I'm quoting Bestie, because supposedly her mom was abusing drugs while she was pregnant. Out of respect, I didn't want to add any pictures of any babies, but if you go to Google and check babies whose moms abuse drugs during pregnancy, they don't look like Bestie. If you check babies who have been exposed during pregnancy or after to radiation, for example, sadly Chernobyl, those babies, those kids, they don't look nothing like Bestie. So what's going on? This is a product of her mom abusing drugs during pregnancy, radiation, or maybe she's a demon or a creature. I've been checking demons, fairies, creatures, and the creature, quote unquote, creature who looks closely to Bestie's look, is this one. Sorry for the jump scare. He's Infantata from American Horror Story Murder House. I'm reading from American Horror Story Wikipedia fandom or Wiki fandom. Thaddeus Montgomery, also known as the Infantata, is a being crafted from the pieced together remains of Charles and Nora Montgomery's child. He's a character in the first season dubbed by fans Murder House, primarily portrayed by Benjamin Wolf. Though never referred to as the Infantata, in the dialogue of the series, this name has been given via the credits and by members of the series production during interviews. So are these two related? Selby is a witch? Or maybe she's related with some of the witches from American Horror Story Coven?
I guess we'll never know.
Some users, they didn't understand. Well, it's not about understanding, it's about paying attention to the Halloween costume scene. I'm reading the user TMI Tuesday 1828. I don't get the Halloween costume part. And another user, Borschan9178, wrote, guys, it's not about the topic of the bit, but can someone explain me the twist about Halloween costume? I didn't get it.
Easy.
So basically, Selby, probably manipulated by Bestie, goes to this Halloween special day to the high school, going as her teacher of the choir, Death Baby. He turns around and he says, wow, you are going as the Reaper. I love it, Selby. She takes off the cape and she proceeds to do this. And she says, the Reaper knows, silly. And she proceeds to hanging herself like what happened with the teacher's baby, with Madeline, if I recall properly her name. Even the bullies were completely in shock. The teacher says, okay, everybody, take your personal time to do whatever you need to do, alright? And he told her, yes, I will forgive you for this, Selby. Yes. Someday I will do it. At the very beginning, the choir's teacher have a meeting, a personal meeting with Selby, and he explains to her he actually was friends with her mom. And he said Sharon Brubaker was a special dame. I also lost someone special for me. The little Madeleine. Yes, I recalled the name properly. But she was born dead. The umbilical cord had become wrapped around her neck. So we can see in this scene Selby is completely out of her character. She's completely under Bestie's spell and she's becoming a monster too. And finalizing, I have a quick question for you guys. Hey guys,
I have a quick question for you.
What?
when do you realize River was another, psychopath? He was another victim. When do you realize about this? I don't know about you, but for me, the very first red flag was when he said to Selby, bye-bye, friend. Second the red flag, after saying goodbye, she receives this exactly text message. Sorry, these two. Theater, tomorrow, 3:30, be there, best friend. Boom. he appears in the theater. How did he get Sally's number? Not only that, and probably a lot of people will call me ableist, but it's not. Because he uses the victim card. Oh my God, I'm suffering bullying because my disability, poor of me, blah, 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 blah. Actually, some people think the episode is ableist, and I'm reading the user Amelia Neko Mimi wrote, the scariest thing here is ableism. The user Halloween Ball wrote, portraying disabled people as just another villain in your story. How original for a horror story. Let me remind you people, here, like we say in Spain, the lovers of Teruel, los amantes de Teruel, were plotting since the beginning. Let me remind you guys, River was a manipulated guy but also a manipulator. Because practically love bombs Selby. He knew, like Bestie, that Selby was a broken girl grieving because of the loss of his mom. I will take care of you, let's go to uni together. Who is that psycho on the PC? No. I block her. She won't be able to send you texts again on your PC. The best boyfriend in the world, blah, 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 blah. Not only that, River planned that trip with Bestie, and he even got the keys for that fence. For the fence and for the house. But the debate with River is open because we know he was a master manipulator, but he was a victim as well. For how long Bestie and River were friends? Friends, no, they were foliadi, they were psychopaths. Or after years of grooming and manipulation from Bestie, River becomes a psychopath too. Some people might think the plot has huge holes because they expected a happy ending for Selby, but I can tell they are young people, no more than 20 years, because you can feel the naivety on their words. A very hard lesson you will experience, you will face when you will live life, is that good people and good people with traumas will not have a happy ending. Practically the opposite. And that's exactly what a tragedy is. Macbeth, in the case of Macbeth, it was a monster. The monster here is Bestie, and I am not speaking about the appearance. The good people is Selby and the dad, and Selby ending up dying because he was only prey for Bestie and for River. The message so sad and completely heartbreaking from this episode is that yes, you can be a good person, but be careful. You need to be tough in this life. And again, be careful opening about your emotions, about your traumas, about your life. Be careful with that. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to, if you want to, subscribe, give the video a like, share the video, comment the video, please. Take care.